This is Benjamin St. Jude's, defensive back for the Washington Commanders. I just want to give a huge shout out to Latoya Sports Rants, the podcast that you guys got going on. I think it's great stuff that you guys support us. I mean, win, lose, or draw, the fact that you guys are able to go out there and talk about a whole bunch of topics, especially us as a football team, and keep supporting us, says a lot about, what you guys are standing for and what you guys are doing. So I'll definitely check that out and appreciate the support.
Well, welcome back to an episode of Latoya's Sports Rants. What's up, guys, and welcome back. So today, I just wanted to come on and do a special edition of Latoya's Sports Rants. Just got a few things on the docket today. I'm going to talk about ownership of the team. I'm also going to talk about, potential buyers of the team, and also go into Chase Young, and him practicing. And so let's get right into it. So in the news here recently, it's been talking about Dan Snyder and Tanya Snyder, exploring potential sale of the team. And they have also hired Bank of America Securities to explore those potential transactions involving the team. And what does that mean for the team? What does that mean for the team? Will it change the dynamic of what we see on the field? Will it change the dynamic overall? I don't know. To be quite honest. There's been talk for so many years that Dan Snyder needs to go ahead and sell it, and that this would change the product on the field. But in reality, we don't know that. We don't know that for sure. Now, does this mean that he's going to sell the team as a whole, or is this going to be like a minority stake? We don't know that. The franchise is not confirming anything. The only thing that they said was that they're, exploring potential options here. So we'll see in the coming weeks, months, what that entails. And I know some fans are probably looking at it like, I'm excited, and then you may have some fans that are like, well, is that really going to change anything? And I'm on that side of the fence, because we don't know. They could have anybody come in there, but if the product on the field doesn't change, then what do we come up with next? We can't pinpoint it on just one thing that we think is going to potentially help the product on the field get better, because we don't know. But for the ones that, are just, I want Dan Snyder to sell, this is, going to help. Are you sure? Because we don't know everything, and we don't know everything that goes on behind closed doors. So we shall see. Now, they were talking about Jay-Z and Jeff.
Before we get into that, can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We talked about this a little while ago, and if the ownership changes, would that change the play on the field? Or would that change the team as a whole? I really think it will, for the simple fact that right now, these last 3 games have been wins. And granted, the wins haven't been exciting, but if you're watching it on TV and you hear the commentators, when the camera goes on Dan Snyder, he doesn't look happy. He's like kind of hiding from the camera. And then they're talking about sexual assault allegations and emails and stuff like that. And I do feel like if he did sell the team, it would really make people want to come play for Washington. And I feel like no matter, we interviewed Benjamin St-Juste, and he said, hey, guys, yeah, the media can be distracting, but we actually don't pay attention to it. But it has to be distracting, because as Terry McLaurin made that big catch, that should have been the basis of the questions. But they're asking him about Dan Snyder and all these different things. And I feel like if he sells the team, people will want to come and play, and that negative cloud that have been over the team would leave. So I do feel like if he sells the team, more people would want to come and play, and I do think that it wouldn't be so much bad publicity with the team. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and just reading, there was a game against the Packers, and I guess Tanya Snyder, she came on as for a PSA for breast cancer awareness on the what do you call that thing, the video board, and the fans were yelling, "Sell the team." And I'm like, I mean, honestly, I don't know, because it's like, again, I'm on that line of like, okay, well, they sell the team to whoever, or however they're going to do that, but will that change? And then to go even further, like, if the product on the field does not change, then what is the next thing that that fans are going to complain about? That these news articles and writers are going to say is the issue now, because it seems like it's always something, and then it's like you get opinions from everywhere that is like, oh, we need to fire this person, we need to do this, we need to do that. Dan Snyder needs to sell the team, but is that going to do anything?
Honestly, I think it will. Like we was discussing, if the negative black cloud is over and a new owner comes in, he just guts the whole organization. Whoever's been leaking the name of the team and taking pictures, and I'm not saying that it's not going to be any more leaking and stuff like that, but this organization needs a cleansing. And I feel like a new owner is going to come in, because really think about it. Dan Snyder is all about loyalty. And that's why he kept Bruce Allen on the team so much. I mean, on the as the general manager for as long as he did. Mm-hmm. And when you get to have that much money, I think it got to a point where Dan Snyder realized the fans can yell at me. They can say sell the team. They can say I suck. They're still going to buy tickets. Mm-hmm. They're going to come and pay $25 for 3 cold tenders. I just feel that it will change. And honestly, they go into your next segment with who's going to buy the team, potential buyers, Jeff Bezos and Hove. If Hove buys this team with Jeff Bezos, that's a lot of money. Jay-Z is a billionaire. Jeff Bezos is a billionaire. And if Hove is part owner of this team, a lot of people will want to come and play for this team. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they don't have any good suitors. They don't have anybody that wants to play for this team. I mean, yeah, some young guys that are drafted on this team, but I really want you to think about the last several years. What big splashes have they made? They get people that are kind of washed up, that got released from the team. You know what I'm saying? So if you get somebody like Hove, a lot of people are going to want to come and play for this team. And honestly, people saying that is Dan Snyder going to sell? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? Really think about it. What would be the reason for him not to sell? Hiding. Every time the camera's on you, they're talking about all this sexual assault allegations, all these different things. Or the last thing I read was he could possibly sell this team for $7 billion.
Wow.
So you sell this team for $7 billion, or you sit in your owner's box and get made fun of every Sunday.
Well, we'll see with Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z and the selling of this team. Yeah, that's a lot of money involved and a good marketing scheme. You know, you have two billionaires that, you know, could potentially bring, you know, new talent to the team. So we shall see on that aspect of the selling of the team. Now, in other news, Chase Young returned to the practice field. You know, he took it light. Practiced, you know, did his thing. And if y'all remember, he had an ACL tear back on November 14th of last year against the Bucks. And in an article from ESPN that I saw, which I found very, very encouraging. You know, he said that he didn't view the injury as a setback, but he, you know, that this is rather a test from God to come back stronger. Very encouraging. And, you know, no matter how long it takes, we want him to heal, you know, because in the past we've seen players on Washington that get injured, and then all of a sudden you look around and you're like, wait a minute, you're back already? And then they end up getting re-injured again. So this year we've seen not too many injuries. So that's a good thing. And so I'm looking forward to him returning. And, you know, they're projecting that he may start, which is weird, on November 14th against Philly, if all goes well. So if he, you know, if that knee is good and he practices and everything goes well, they're looking at him possibly starting on the 14th of November against Philly. And I'm looking forward to that. And then also want to give a big shout out to Tress Way. He got Special Teams Player of the Month. You know, shout out to you and congratulations on that. Babe, do you have anything?
Fans of the Washington Commanders Redskins football team. A lot of you guys were talking a lot of smack about Chase and saying that y'all should have picked somebody else with the number 2 pick. Excuse me. You should trade him or whatever. But then he did what he was supposed to do, right? He's not like a football god and he's going to come in and get 100 sacks and all that. He did what he was supposed to do. He helped his defense out a lot. But this is what I want you guys to understand is he's coming off of a major injury.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay?
Right.
So if y'all think, now it's a possibility because Brian Robertson Jr., he got shot 6 weeks later. He's on the field, you know, doing his thing. But I don't want you guys to say he's a bust if he comes back and he starts a little slow. He hasn't played football in a long time.
Exactly.
Okay? So Chase Young is that nigga. He gonna keep on doing his thing. But now, as far as the potential owners, Jay-Z's been talking about owning an NFL team for some years now. So TMZ put that out as not saying this is the gospel, but it's saying it's a possible thing that could happen. Now with Jeff Bezos, excuse me, I have been reading about that for a little while now, that he's been interested in buying the team. But people's been telling Snyder to sell this team for a long time. And this is the first time that it's made public that he's actually trying to sell it. Because the last thing we heard was he was bullying people to try to get majority ownership. And I think that was his plan from the beginning. Get majority ownership of the team so he can sell it and make a big, big, big profit. Him out of here. Bruce Allen out of here. This organization has been dysfunctional for a very long time. And I think for the last several years, they have been top 5 in attendance. Haven't won anything since the 90s, but they have been top 5 in attendance for the last several years. I think this went down the last couple of years, but they have been pushing like over 70,000 fans per game. Mm-hmm. So it's obvious the love is still there. The nostalgic feeling of when this team was good is still there. So let's just pray and hope that these next 3 games in a row, they haven't been exciting games, but in the NFL, a win is a win. Let's just hope that versus the Vikings that they do what they're supposed to do. The secondary is going to have to be on point because y'all know Kirk, when he played for the Washington Football Commanders, Redskins, that he throws that deep ball. That's what he does. So secondary going to have to be on point. Mm-hmm. 4 wins in a row would be great, but you're going to have to score more than 14 to 20 points if you want to hang in there with Kirk. Mm-hmm. Defense is going to be on point. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, y'all going to do your thing. Mm-hmm. No more dysfunction. Let's just put that out there. No more dysfunction. No more leaks. No more, like, the NFC is fixed. You know what I'm saying? The last little tape up, you know what I'm saying, that y'all gonna need is the Washington Football Commanders, Redskins. That's the last thing in the whole NFC East that needs to be fixed. The Giants doing a thing. The Eagles are undefeated. Easy schedule, but they're undefeated nonetheless. Okay? Mm-hmm. The Cowboys, they're doing their thing as well. So the last thing that needs to be fixed is the Washington Football Team, Redskin Commanders. That is the last thing that needs to get fixed. And I think starting to fix that is him selling the team, which is a win-win for him. You know what I'm saying? His wife didn't do anything. So she getting up there talking about breast cancer, and you disrespecting breast cancer survivors by sell the team by chanting that, which is a little crazy to me. Right. So if it's getting to a point where you can't put the ignorance aside to celebrate breast cancer survivors and all that, mm-hmm. He would have to sell it because this is an embarrassment to him. You know what I'm saying? I think the last game he looked like he was really homeless, just sitting there. He didn't look happy. You know, he got to go in his bunker and hide, and it's just ridiculous. So I support this team. I want you guys to win. I want you guys to do dominant wins. That's what I want. I want one just dominant football game. from start to finish. Now, I know that's kind of impossible because it's going to have to be dominant on special teams and defense because the offense is there, but you can't have a really dominant performance with Heineke in there because he hasn't really been playing. The last time he played was last year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I just need a dominant football game, not the back and forth, not on the edge of your seat. You know what I'm saying? I just want to sit there and be like, well, okay, this game is in the books. Now it shouldn't come down to like the last play of the game or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We love y'all. Keep on doing your thing. Win, lose, or draw. People in this house gonna support you. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have that Benjamin St. Juice interview that's going to be coming out. We already talked to him. I just got to edit it and get it out to you guys. My wife did an excellent job interviewing, and she was a little nervous, but she did her thing, though, man. She did her thing. We love you guys. Keep supporting Latoya Sports Rants every Sunday. Every Sunday. Live reaction right after the game. She's doing the thing. Love you, Toya. Keep doing your thing. Keep supporting. We out.
We out. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And until then,